Hi everyone, I'm Hilary Victoria and welcome back to my crime and policing channel. In today's video, you might have noticed my background looks decidedly different, and that's because I've not quite moved into the new house yet. So I've not been online for a little while because everything's in boxes, but I really missed everybody here and obviously just having those conversations. I really do love the comments and stuff. Even the controversial ones, I do enjoy it. So yeah, please keep writing in. So today we're looking at how to keep you safe. So the economic crisis currently across the world is pretty bleak. What that means is that people are poorer than normal. Everyone's a bit skinned, and sometimes that can lead to crime. We talked about shoplifting before, which is an epidemic, as we know, in Britain and in other countries as well. But burglary is also pretty bad. Now, burglaries can happen either people just come into your house for something they've seen, or maybe they break into your house to take your car keys to take your car, which is known as a two-in-one burglary. There are certain models of car which are more popular, which I will talk about soon in a different video that's coming up, and the reasons why people take those cars. And we can also talk about the safest cars as well, that people tend not to steal. Okay, so burglary then. How do we keep safe? The first one is locking your doors. Sounds daft, right? But I remember when I was a kid, and people sometimes just left the back doors open, but I'm pretty old, and that's probably why. Don't do it. As soon as you get in, lock your door. Easy. That's one thing. So there are different locks that are more effective than others. If you have those locks where you turn the handle up and you go there's always different ones. They're much more effective than just one you can stick a credit card through, like the old Yale locks. I had to get back into my student accommodation multiple times, and that's how I did it. So yeah, there are certain locks which are more effective than others. Windows as well. So equally, lock your windows. I know there's things in the news at the minute because everyone's condensation is going crazy because of the weird weather we've been having. But opening your windows is great for circulating air. Just don't forget to close them and lock them. Okay? There's no point in having those great UPVC windows with little locks if you don't use them. So lock your doors and your windows. There you are removing the opportunity for someone to just come in. Okay? That's one thing you are doing. So what we're trying to do is make it more difficult for people to get access to your stuff. So your target. It's called target hardening when you're looking at policing. So another thing we can do, I'm just looking at my window now, is making sure you leave things out of view. So if you have I don't know, a nice laptop, maybe some nice games consoles or something, or phones and jewelry that are quite expensive, if you leave them out and someone's like, oh, that's interesting, I can see what they've got, they can have that opportunity then to come and take your stuff when you're not around. So leave things out of view. Now, when I say not around, that doesn't actually mean you're there at the time. Some people will burgle your house while you're in it. Whether you're upstairs, downstairs, wherever, they will do that. So don't think because you're in, it's going to deter a burglar, because not necessarily. Okay, so you've got your doors, your windows, and leaving things away from people peeping through and having a look. Think about that around birthdays and Christmases, guys. If you're leaving big presents around, people know you've got loads of stuff. They'll be like, oh, easy target. Don't do it. Okay, next, we're going to look at alarms in your house. Make sure you've got an alarm system of some sort. Even just the alarm box outside does dissuade people from burgling houses. So you can get lots of different ones. They don't have to be so expensive, up to the ones that have got laser beams and stuff. You can do absolutely all sorts of things with alarms. There are ones where you can just put it on downstairs while you're upstairs, which is great if you're wanting, obviously when you're asleep in bed. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting an alarm. And there's amazing things you can do with them now where you got it linked to your phone, linked to somebody else's phone. Yeah, really, really fantastic. So I would look at getting an alarm. In that same vein, cameras. So you might think, oh my God, Haley, this sounds so expensive. Like you said, economic crisis, we're all poor. Well, cameras don't have to be that expensive. You can get the Ring doorbells and things which are a little bit more expensive, or you can just get the ones at 30, 40 quid on Amazon or wherever. I'm not advertising for anybody. And they will do the trick. Even sometimes those dummy cameras can put people off, but sometimes the risk does not outweigh the reward. And that is why people commit these crimes, because they think, we're looking at the rational choices here, where they think the risk they're taking is worth the reward, basically. So it's a little bit of a risk, but I'm going to get a big payout from this one. There you go. Okay, so we've got doors, windows, keeping things out of view, alarms, and cameras. Now, there are lots and lots of other things too. These are just the ones that I think are probably the most accessible for everybody. So not everyone can afford, you know, security guards and stuff. But these ones are accessible that you can quite easily go about sorting. So I mentioned locks earlier. So we've got something called Chef Lock. It's a company in Sheffield, funnily enough. They're ex-police officers. I'm not advertising or anything for them. They did my locks and they're brilliant. Apparently they're burglar proof. So there you go. Something like that. It's worth a Google. Fences. So we were talking about this the other night. That's how boring we are in my house, right? About fences and crime prevention. Because they're good, and also there are other things that maybe aren't so good about fences. If they're too high up, people can use that as kind of a cover. So when we talk about crime, we talk about the three elements that make up this crime. You've got the motivated offender, you've got a suitable victim, and you've got the lack of someone keeping, like a capable guardian, someone watching over it. Now, if you've got a motivated offender, that could be a burglar who's like, I'm poor, I'm feeling the pinch, or maybe I'm a substance misuser and I want to make some money quite quickly. The suitable target or the victim is the one where they can see they've got a PS5 in there, they've left their iPhone out. Ooh, that's a nice Rolex. That's my victim. And then with the absence of the capable guardian, so there's no cameras, there's a big fence I can hide behind. That's the kind of thing that we're looking at. And what we're trying to do is reduce these elements. So like I said, we're keeping the stuff out of sight and we are minimizing the risk of them being able to get access to your property without being seen, which leads me on to the next one, which is lighting. So if you don't live on a road with a big street light in the front of your home, or you've got an enclosed rear yard or back garden, I definitely recommend getting lights, whether they're on your drive or those ones where you walk past your house and they come on, the motion sensors. I definitely recommend those. I walked past one the other day near my daughter's school. I walked past it and it was like, you are too close to this property. I'm like, I'm literally just outside. Yeah, so you can get all sorts of things that indicate that someone has been seen. And they have been proven to reduce offending, because why would someone risk getting caught at your house, being seen by anybody, being caught on camera, when they can try a house 3 doors down and don't have any of this stuff? So yeah, these things, little hints and tips to keep you safe. So one last thing, I know a lot of students watch this channel. So students who are prime targets for burglars. A lot of the time you're in shared accommodations, and sometimes it's a very big reward for a small risk. If they can get into one bedroom window or whatever into your shared house or your apartments, chances are they can get into lots of different bits in there. So a lot of stuff can get stolen from student accommodation, and that's why they target them. A lot of the time people leave like kind of expensive laptops, iPhones, all sorts out, and that's what they will go for. Because sometimes people are motivated by drugs and they want to just make a quick bit of money to get the drugs. Obviously, there are things in place in places like we used to have like cash converters and stuff in Sheffield, and now we're trying to make better relationships with these places to stop taking obviously stolen items and things. So anyway, that's just how to keep your home safe. I hope this helps. We are going to be looking at early intervention, victims, and some of these crime theories as well, because they're really going to help you if you're doing your pcda courses, if you're starting on like the 4th entry route, DHEP. It's the kind of stuff you're going to be needing to like get into more detail about. So why are these crime prevention measures good? Because we're making the target harder to attain. Okay, that's it from me today. I have noticed in the comments as well, people want more traffic stuff upcoming, don't worry. And please let me know anything else you want me to cover. That's it from me. Stay safe, look after yourselves, look after each other, and please do not commit any crimes.